think there's gonna be a whole lot of people watching the debates tonight. It's gonna be basically like a football game, because you're gonna have people who are Trump people, folks who are Biden people. You're gonna have a real small number of folks who are just going to be watching to see which one they really want to vote for. So I guess you kind of more say it'd be like more like a Super Bowl, really, because you got your team, whatever, and that's your team, and you're sticking with them, and you're excited that they're there. Well, a part of it that I really think will play into this thing is going to be how the candidates, the president and then VP Biden, are going to interact with one another. And there's some people out there that think that Trump should take it easy on Biden, and Biden may not show up, with all cognitive ability. Now, you guys already know how I feel about what's actually going on with this dude. I think he's experiencing elder abuse right now. But I'm just gonna keep it real. I think that I'm a Trump guy, so I'm hoping for the president to do well tonight. But I'm also hoping too that there is no sense of taking it easy, because this is a pretty important election. And despite what the personal feelings might be about Biden, what he might be going through, it needs to be pretty open and shut. Like, no, this is what's happening, this is what's going on, and then to be direct about it, because the American people need that. And we've been through so much right now through this COVID crap. We're finding out this thing that just happened with AG, and then the DNI actually talking about what really went on with this whole Russian collusion fiasco. This is more from Rob Grinnell as well too, and there's just a lot of stuff happening right now where we just been lied to for so long, and folks are saying, even this whole New York Times thing. I mean, it's when that whole term, that whole fake news was coined. This is a real deal. It divided us. And people were already divided anyway, but I mean, not like that though. Like, it was straight up lies were told to us. And even this New York Times thing, I mean, it's a straight up, it's $750. I mean, man, come on, man. Like, there's a whole bunch of money that was actually paid. So it's like, you give out a little bit of information. This is why lying is so, it's just so evil. And then to do so to all these people, 300-something million people have been lied to, if they're just, if they're of age. And we've been lied to in a way to manipulate us into fear, into anger, and all that stuff. And the cooler heads, I think, are going to prevail in this, which I think will be a good thing. Because, I mean, there's, again, like, there's folks out there on the other side who are cooler heads. They're just making a decision based off of what their preference actually is. And that's, it is what it is, man. You don't get mad at people for their political opinions, even though folks want to be super vitriolic and violent with people who are Trump supporters, which I think is ridiculous. But with people who are just fair-minded, they'll think through what they see tonight. I really do believe that. I think people will think through what they see tonight, and I'm hoping that Trump will do well. You just never know. You don't know what kind of shenanigans are going on. Finding out that Donna Brazile was giving Hillary Clinton information at one of the debates. You don't want Chris Wallace doing that crap. You never know. I mean, these folks are freaking crooked. But I'm hoping this right now. I'm hoping that the American people just see something different tonight. They may not. Some folks don't even know about what Joe Biden's actually been going through, which is interesting in itself, because, again, folks don't want to have and look at other news media outlets that might tell them a different story other than what they are seeing in the mainstream. The mainstream media is actually turning out to really be an enemy of the people. So they might see something different tonight. Joe might come in like freaking a thundercloud, ready to light it up. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know one thing about the president. The president, when he starts getting into a verbal tussle, it's we've all seen him as an entertainer. It's entertaining. Yeah, and I think there'll be a lot of people out there tonight going to be watching just with the entertainment hat on, and are going to be probably laughing. It'll be different, though, I think, for Trump going into this thing where there won't be an audience, which will obviously be interesting for him, because I think he feeds off the audience. But I also think too that this guy, he figures stuff out pretty quickly. I think he's a pretty fast processor. And if you ever taken an IQ test before, you know what very high processors actually do. They figure out ways in and through the issues that are in front of them, and they figure out answers pretty quickly. I think he actually does that pretty quickly with the extreme amount of intellect with recalling information. So, but we'll see. And I hope Joe Biden. I hope that he doesn't show up and embarrass himself or not. I mean, like I said, he might come up and freaking roll out on Trump. You just never know. But I'm praying for both individuals. I'm hoping that they do well. I'm hoping that the American people make an informed decision, and hope that you as well. When you interact with people that are on the other side of wherever you're at, that you actually look at them as people. You've been treated unfairly. It's not by Biden. It's not by Trump. You've been treated unfairly by the media. We've been being played by against one another, by people who have an ulterior motive. And they were doing so for other things. And it's showing itself out by that information that came out today. FBI was involved in it. So potentially it was the CIA. There's a big deal in this conspiracy. It's really sad. Really sad. So tonight when you're on that couch, you're looking at the stuff happening on TV between, yes, he's your president, whether you like it or not, your president, Joe Biden. Just know that there's a lot more going on that couch of people discerning what's really happening in our nation. And this is a big deal for all of us. And we need to come together at some point in time. If we don't, we're not called the divided states of America, we're the United States of America. I believe in you, even though you're on the other side of me. I do believe in you. I do believe in your ability to look at me as a person, not as just a Trump supporter. Those folks on the TV, when they started yelling, screaming, and acting crazy, burning up stuff, they're not bringing people over to their side. They're not. That's why they're losing popularity. Be safe out there.